and welcome to our gathering of heroes. These are the would-be heroes of the Marvel Universe in actual play using the relatively new Marvel Multiverse 616 TTRPG system. As a warning, this is a game that can also explore mature themes, and while we'll be specifically avoiding some topics, the game may still include body horror, gore, violence, loss of character agency, gaslighting, mind control, or other topics. Our players will discuss consent and boundaries, and we collectively avoid situations that may be triggering. Players will always let me know if anything gets uncomfortable by using yellow and red cards in our private chat. If you as a viewer ever feel uncomfortable or triggered, please pause and step away. Our streams are available on YouTube after the game, and you can always come back to an episode when you feel ready. Three quick acknowledgements to Roll20, the official virtual tabletop of the Marvel Multiverse 616 system. Demiplane, a platform that connects TTRPG fans to make games better with high-quality tools that enhance the ways games can be played, shared, and explored. And to Marvel Comics, without whom none of this would be possible. Let's do a quick introduction of our cast, starting with John. Welcome.
Oh. Guten Tag. Mi llamo John. Au revoir, mon petit chauffeur. Yeah, hi, I'm John. I play Steel Aegis, who is here for some reason. Yeah.
Adam.
Hi, I'm Adam, better known as Soulbind. Tonight I'll be playing Cal Winters, aka Dreadfire.
Hiya.
Hi, I'm Aya. I play the adorable little magical girl, Dualily, or Lily for short. Adorable. Are you
Which?
adorabling in quotations? She's adorable. Deal with it.
Dual.
There's no quotations. Dualily.
Glitch.
Hi everyone, I'm Glitch. You know my face. I'm playing Alexi. You also know that face. That's all I got.
True.
I don't think these things out like everybody else does.
You'd
I just
think?
show up.
So, recap. What has happened? Alexi decided to dash into, I don't know, for some reason, Alexi, they were playing with the crystals again, and Alexi touched the crystal, and then boom, there they were in Queen's Court again, and then Solstice was there. Alexi decided to stop Solstice from doing something. I figured it was kind of stupid. Grabbed a hold of them, and the two of them ported back to the headquarters. However, it seems that not all was as it seemed, I guess, or seemingly. The entity...
Imapadas went cold.
The entity that everyone thought was Anima wasn't. And a fierce battle ensued with the creature, the malevolent entity, fake Anima, Fanima.
Yeah,
Baloney,
fierce
baloney.
is one word. Violent is another.
Was Anima the whole time? No. I'm not that nefarious. Attacked
Not yet.
with the intent to, I don't know, teach the heroes a lesson. Tell them to stop, get your own sandwich. I don't know. Point being, the heroes vanquished this
Whatever.
strange extra-dimensional entity.
AKA pummeled it to death.
And with shortly thereafter, Lexi coming down the elevator, bringing empanadas for her.
And getting attacked for no good reason because I brought empanadas for everyone.
Well,
Or
Liberty
replace-
last saw that you needed a platter and was helping.
There it is. Yeah. That
Sure.
works. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
The
Perfect.
lucky Dreadfire caught the empanadas.
I did save the empanadas.
Or
Lucky.
saved what mattered. Stepped in where it was needed the most. Off the impact.
Those empanadas have been lost.
That's
I would
what
have been
heroes
upset.
do.
My question is, when the narrator, are we like, and we interrupt, are we like Deadpool interrupting and being like breaking the fourth wall?
Breaking the fourth wall.
Yes.
We're editor's notes.
We're editor's notes. Okay, we're not Deadpool. I want to be Deadpool.
We're the subreddit.
Hey, I feel like I do enough
Right.
behind the. I feel like I do enough behind the scenes work now to be considered Deadpool levels.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you what the plan is, but sure.
Yeah, but I'm going to piece it all together when I'm putting the episodes. So
So, where did we leave off? Everybody,
Eating empanadas and resting.
yeah.
yeah, Alexi recovering from the shield to the chest, vaguely checking in on Penny.
Penny is stable. The rest of you eat empanadas. Medical staff in the medical area are taking care of Penny. Rest of you carry about your day, evening. I don't even remember at this point what time of day it was.
I don't think it was ever determined.
Nope. Don't remember in the slightest.
Cool. And
I think it was mid-afternoon when we started working on the
Yeah, I
crystals.
assumed it was later
Yeah,
in the day because Cal has a
Yeah,
day
I was going to
job,
say,
Penny
if this
has a
was
day job.
after you came back with Solstice, it would have been mid to late afternoon.
wibbly wobbly time.
Time is a construct. We're
Time
underground.
is a soup. Yeah.
Yeah,
Time is a soup. I like that.
comic
I know
books.
concept.
Time doesn't exist in comic books.
Not anything relevant. So, you go about anything any of you want to do other than St. Andrews. Talk to you in a minute. The rest of you, is there anything that you would like to do or accomplish for the rest of the day?
I think after eating at least one empanada, depending on how many are left by the time Alexi's able to get to the Alexi probably would want to do after a second encounter with the Fey Court would probably want to start doing more research on the Fey and the Fey Court. So it would be hold away, reading through books and doing that. Hasn't left base. Alexi's at this point considering about like just selling the apartment. What's the point?
Yeah.
But you know, I guess I have to keep the cover of some sort of day job. So, yeah. But Alexi hasn't gone home yet. Whether that's out of fear or forgetting to have an apartment, who knows? So, I think that's what Alexi would be doing. Hold up somewhere, reading as many
Library.
books on Fae and the Fae Court. What? Yeah, if the base is a library, or yeah, like whatever libraries in HQ, whatever resources there are. Alexi would be there. hold
There
up,
is one.
reading. Probably has like stacks of books.
Solstice as well has stacks of books. And you can do what do you think you'd be looking for?
I don't know, just any. I think Alexi would just be looking for any information that they like were not getting out of their parents, basically. So any information they can on like specifically like, okay, what does this world's folklore say about these creatures? About what is like the I'll say mythology in heavy quotes because you know mythology is a fun word when all of this stuff is real. Whatever resources there are on the Fae, whether it is fiction or through some kind of like mythology type of like read like actual history book, anything that would be prevalent information, because even fiction might have some level of truth to it.
Mhm.
Sure.
Check on Bigfoot
So.
too, because that could be a problem.
Oh yeah. Probably should check up on like actual like Nessie. Nessie should probably
Yeah, because Bigfoot's a part of
We're
The
doing a whole
Canadian
cryptozoology
Avengers.
delve, are we?
At this point, who knows?
Hey, let's get the Jersey Devil on our team.
Yeah, like the
Lily
Jersey
has,
Devil
like, a
might be a
picture book.
problem.
Lily has a picture book of like cryptids A to Z. And she holds it up to everybody. She's like, I want this one. And it's Mothman.
Yes. See, no, if we're going to talk about Mothman, though, I want it because I want Mothman to be on our side, on our team.
Yes.
We need
I want
Mothman.
this one.
Yeah.
He looks fuzzy.
I want this one. He's
Anyways,
probably
continue.
French shaped.
Everything is French shaped
I will
to
arrange
Lily,
it.
okay?
But
So-
yeah.
You go on a bit of a time life books sort of mythology delve. Unsurprisingly, or perhaps a little disappointingly, you're like, you'd have thought that would be more on stuff, but it's kind of generic in a slightly scientific, slightly, first year med student level of magic sort of way. In a sense that you don't get like massive amounts of knowledge from the research, but the research you get sort of reinforces what you have already as knowledge, essentially, and it sort of makes you realize that either you don't know anything about yourself, somebody else had a really bad opinion of your people in general. Basically, how you kind of start feeling a little self-conscious that you and your kin have been blamed for just about every bad thing that happened to Irish children throughout history.
Great.
Every time there was a bad child, it was claimed to be a changeling. Anytime that there was a child of, let's call it some kind of special need,
Mental otherness.
mental otherness,
Neurodivergent.
Neurodivergence.
Possible physical affliction of some kind or other, changeling. And in fact, would be left, in some cases, back in the Middle Ages, on the doorstep for the changelings to take away.
Okay. Cool. Alexi's not feeling good after that.
You're like, wow.
Like, as bad as Alexi has been feeling lately, because it's just a string of bad, this is just the cherry on top. Wow. Awful.
That's not
Hate
that's not great. No.
No.
So you kind of like stop yourself after a while because you're like, there's only so much crap I can take right now. This is already, and because you're a little sore, getting a Volkswagen hubcap in the chest.
Yeah. Ouch. That's a bruise in
Gonna
there.
retire for the evening. What is Aya up to? Excuse me, not Aya. Lily.
Lily is going to try to make sure that she's not muted for once. Aya's going to make sure she's not muted. Lily is going to see if she can get back into that computer room, that one that refused to let her enter before.
You're gonna try to go back in there?
Yes.
The big scary monster door.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
If she can get in, that's the question.
Well, the door seems unlocked. If you try to, like the straight handle
it.
of the office kind of door,
Okay.
clicks open.
Lily,
Nothing
no.
comes out to shake its fist at her.
But the door doesn't want to move.
The door does not want to
You're gonna
move.
push it, and it sort of opens, and you got that open just a little bit of a crack, and then it just sort of stops, and you hit resistance.
Lily sighs.
You hear typing, and mouse clicking and everything. There's someone in there.
There has to be a computer that works around here.
Well, there's plenty of computers.
Cubicles.
The really
No,
snazzy
no.
ones are in the room.
Lily doesn't want a snazzy. Fairy court and stuff like that. She has no idea what any of this is, right? So she wants to understand what's going on, who Mob is, who all these other people that have been mentioned are. And she's like, well, Alexi's got the books, so I'm going to go find the computers.
Fair. I mean, there's terminals throughout the headquarters, like just sort of general, a generic computer here and there that you can do Google searches on.
Oh, good. So
Or
that is what she's
Minecraft,
going to
maybe,
do.
I don't know.
Play Minecraft.
So what is
Is
she
this really
looking
the
at?
time for Minecraft?
What is it?
Basically, like, because they mentioned that Mob was like, or Mab, or however you pronounce her name, is a character from a book, right?
Yes.
So she's going to look up
Technically,
Mab first.
Cool.
Because I'm sure I'm not the only person who's never read whichever book they're from. I know it's a Shakespeare novel of some kind, right?
Oh yeah, I had no clue.
For the viewers
I,
at
like,
home,
had
they're
very-
probably...
I had very vague knowledge about the Fey and the Fey court before this,
Yes.
and I'm learning so much.
I'm probably not the only person who doesn't know anything about it, so... Crash course with Lily.
Sure. You're looking up Mab.
Mhm.
Also discovered, Roll20 is a huge resource.
Oof.
Yeah.
What's that later? I figured it out how. All right. Looking up Mab.
Are you going to literally do that right now? Like on Google? And then tell me what you find?
Google Maps.
Is that your plan?
Do not question the man behind the green curtain.
Is map.
No.
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 That's great. Only no, to be expected.
Adjusting a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Timing my thing here. Okay.
I mean, also, Alexa can give what base knowledge they know about Mab. So,
Mhm.
just change
But
notes.
they're reading, so Lily doesn't want to go bug them.
Lexi's not enjoying their time reading, clearly.
Like a college student, you want someone to interrupt your research.
Alexi's reading through this book, seeing all of these bad things about changelings, and it's just like, can someone stop me, please?
And what would you like to know about that?
Who is she?
Queen of Air and Darkness. Some people think that Mab is just a pseudonym. Some people think that Mab is her actual name. Some people think that Mab is just sort of a name that they gave her for whatever reason. Some people don't even think that Mab and the Queen of Air and Darkness are the same. Two different individuals. But generally the legend goes is that the Queen of Air and Darkness was some kind of Fey, Arc-Fey in the cosmology that somehow became corrupted and went insane.
That tracks.
That tracks.
Seems so.
And no, yeah, insane is definitely the word that comes to mind when thinking of Mab.
Still haven't met her.
Yeah.
Heard bad things.
Haven't had good experiences. The 2 visits to the fake word, not great.
Digging a little bit further down, some people believe in legend that Mab is the twin sister of Titania, the Summer Queen, consort to Oberon. Generally speaking,
What is a
in the Very
consort?
Darkness, technically Mab in some cases.
There's a net nanny in there. That's
Sorry.
Oh, good. Generally speaking, a lot of references to Mab, a lot more references to the Queen of Iron Darkness are basically the embodiment of winter, the Queen of the Unseelie Court, intimidating, fierce, ruthless, mother of Maeve and Sarissa.
Hmm.
I mean, it all depends on which chronology and which.
Hello.
Hi.
Ah!
You came at a
Sorry.
great time. We're talking about Mab.
Okay, super.
That doesn't
Lily's
help
doing
you any,
research.
but you know.
Doesn't help a lot. That's all right.
Look, you're here before the lore dump, and that's what matters.
We're here for the Lord now. So, generally speaking, Mab is the ultimate power of the Winter Court, essentially. The reigning, and even then, she still chooses as her consort an individual known as the Prince of Frost, who is apparently a ruthless, cold-blooded sociopath of a warrior.
He needs a hug.
No, yeah, that tracks. That was definitely the vibes I got both those times.
And
Yeah.
her court, surrounded and basically by, sycophants and courtesans that are trying to, gain edge. The difference between the Seelie and Unseelie courts basically being just how malevolent they are. The Fae, generally, as a whole, tend to be tricksters, tend to be punishers of vice in a way that because they are otherworldly and they no offense to the current Fae in the room, no, to
Fine.
generally play tricks on mortals to cause mortals strife and distress, or at least this is the mortal telling of it, so I mean it's only one-sided. But the difference between the Unseelie and Seelie courts is that the Seelie generally don't kill. Generally. You could have a Fae create and provide a pair of magical shoes to a mortal who would dance until they were exhausted, Seelie, or dead, Unseelie. Or if for some reason the Seelie one unfortunately had an accident and died, oh no, that was tragic, the Unseelie one would continue dancing. Because it would amuse them.
Aren't you so glad you joined in at this point?
Sure. from whence is this information coming? In character?
Lily's Googling.
This
Okay.
is Google-ish.
In character after what happened last week, which we'll get to with you. And
This is
so
far-
people are off
we
doing their
know
own thing,
something.
aka
Well,
research
it's just-
on the
it's-
fake court.
In order for me to know how Penny will react to things, the source matters.
You might still
Yes.
be unconscious.
Get to that.
I know.
Okay. Well, then
We
you should
sent
not
you
have
to the
recapped
medical
me
team.
yet.
Well, we'll get to that.
Tell me only things
We
I'm
sent you to
aware
the
of.
medical team.
Dreadfire,
Yes.
what are you up to? The rest of the
Given
Savior of empanadas.
yes, that's the official title. Given the events of the evening and some thought to the fact that not only did a fake Alexi pass themselves off and attack us, Beholder can look like anybody she wants. We should probably find a way to make sure the people that come into this place are actually the people we think they are.
Any code words? Safe word.
That's a start.
Yeah, something.
But yeah, he's going to start there, and then he's going to like just wander around the base, see who's here, who's awake, and like find a person that knows tech or science or magic. He doesn't care at this point. Like he'll take whatever. It's like we need a like asshole detector on the door or something.
Well, then Gideon will never come in.
But also that won't work. Alexi was already in the building, and the fake Alexi showed up still.
Well, it needs to
inside
cover the
building,
whole
so,
building. Like it should just
You're
go.
gonna
off.
need something more than just the door.
It's got to detect asshole particles in the air or something. I don't know, but
The parts per million.
exactly.
Well, here's my idea.
It has
and
to
this
be
is
able to tell
completely
that
out
the
of
vibes are
character.
off.
But there are now. This is probably not the best
Right.
idea, but there are in Fallout some companies that would have turrets that would shoot anyone who did not have a badge. Did this go horribly wrong in Fallout? Yes, of course it did. It's Fallout. But would it go good in our situation? Maybe. We're not Fallout. We're Marvel. Things always go
weapon.
great
You
with
have
Marvel
1 minute to
characters.
Yeah,
Why?
but you'd have to have that turret be able to also detect magical means. Is that even possible?
It would detect people.
Like the Rhinoceros Party, we're going to change the direction of traffic, starting with the trucks and buses.
I would accept a buzzer at this point, just to just give us a heads up.
We'll just put
Just
a pin
something
pad
to
on the
detect that
door.
the vibes are off.
Ding! Your friends are ajar. Anything.
My friend is a what now?
Beholder has entered the chat.
Yeah.
Ding! Alexi's not the real Alexi.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah, Alexi has red script instead of green. Oh no,
Yeah,
this was
right.
the wrong person.
IRC nightmare.
The closed captions are a different color.
But yeah, so he's basically just consulting on base security protocol by himself or with a
Yeah.
friend if
Sure.
anybody's around and wants
Do
to
a
help.
perimeter search.
I mean, Alexi would
Yeah.
probably join after the whole changelings are bad off of people thing happened. Alexi would probably be like,
So
What are
you've
you
just
up
spent
to?
you've spent hours researching how people are racist against changelings, and Dreadfire is trying to find a solution for people who can look like other people. Perfect timing.
Alexi's like, just give me something useful to do, please.
Yeah, right.
I mean, technically,
Pick up all the ducks that Lily left around everywhere. She made last time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She had her ducks in a row.
Mm.
we're in fact in, yes. Okay. So what we'll do is we will take this to with Cal wandering around, Lexi feeling a little self-conscious and a whole lot of disappointed in humanity, the misjudged and sort of misjudged at the same time, sort of just like trying to find information and you're not making it easy. And Lily kind of sitting at a computer that's fairly close to the health bay, kind of typing away. At that point, you sort of, Alexi kind of walks in the room. Cal walks up as well. And then you look around. And it's weird. The wall seems to be full of ivy. The more you look at it, the more ivy there is.
Gonna redecorate?
Okay, so you guys see that
And
too?
there's-
That's
And there's like, what's it called? Morning glory wrapping around the ivy and sprouting with the flowers, little trumpet flowers. And there's, where you walk and you realize the ground is soft. It's not a plate metal floor anymore. It's now grass terrain.
Did we put the drugs back?
I'm pretty certain we did. I could have sworn we did. I'm
At
so
this
glad I'm not the
point-
only one seeing this.
Penelope, you are aware. Your head doesn't hurt. And these others are in the room with you.
Okay.
In fact, 4 of them. Alexi, Lily, Cal, and Steel Aegis, Zan Andrews.
For Dora's benefit, can you remind me of
And where
the
Dora
last thing
is,
Penny, the last
realize
thing Penny
your
was
sort of-
aware of?
Your consciousness for Penelope, you're lying down, lying face up in a supine position in the med bay on one of the medical tables.
Yes. And what is the last thing she remembers before that?
Getting
Oh, God.
lobbered in the
Alexi
head
attacking her?
by Alexi.
Okay, thank you. Context is important. With an object or a big bear paw or what?
No, so to catch you up, Alexi turned into a wolf and right at you. Was it actually Alexi? I'd like to preface. It was an evil, not actual version of Alexi.
I've got the vague gist. Of what
Penelope
happened.
wouldn't know that, to be fair.
Yes, out of character, I'm aware of the situation. But yes, I need to know what Penny actually saw and remembers. So, got
Yeah.
We saw
Not really much.
got hit with a
Got
wolf
hit with
paw.
something from behind.
Okay, so
Basically,
didn't even see it
And-
properly.
Big old lump on the noggin. Everything went black. Beauty was
creature charged and just leapt at Penelope.
actually an interesting question. We'll have to talk about that later. Would Beauty still be conscious?
One presumes that Beauty was doing what Beauty normally does, but what Beauty decides to
Reporting.
share of that information is limited.
There, actually, you know what? That's true. So let's say Beauty, because Beauty is not connected to, or rather, is essentially a kind of separate consciousness. Beauty tracked the fight. But Beauty was sort of like feeling uniquely sort of don't know what to do, can't do anything, the body's not moving. Why is the body not moving? What is going on? Why is this? So Beauty would have a kind of a snippet tracking of the fight based upon the position that Penelope was in.
Sure.
So anything that isn't in the line of sight vision would be X-ray.
Sure.
So it'd be a sort of this weird half,
Fog of war, sort of.
fog of
yes.
war thing, half into it and out of it and into it and out of it. There was a blast of frost. Liberty Lass was frozen at one point. Lily pulled a scythe out of the ether, threw it to Brigitte, and Brigitte sort of sliced this amorphous thing in two almost, which was Alexi Anima, sort of. And then,
I mean, did it look like a wolf at that point? Because it could have been any wolf, right?
it became.
Well, no,
and then
it was
this
Alexi,
weird-
and then it became a wolf, and then it
Okay.
became a wolf.
Then it became a weird sort of stretchy wolf, and then it became a weird
glabrose
sort of
form or
stretchy
whatever.
worm-like thing with a wolf head.
Oh, so like the thing.
Kind of. and then it kind of became
Well,
this
we've
gross amorphous thing. The more it got beaten up and lost bits of itself, and then finally was destroyed and sort of just evaporated into the ether.
the creature we
And
so
then-
aptly have named Phonema.
And then Alexei came down the elevator.
And got hit in the chest.
And then Body,
Whatever this is.
Yes.
and then Body was picked up and pushed and put onto a gurney and moved into the health area and dealt with.
Okay, so Penny will, I guess, open her other eye and then be like, does anyone have context for any of what recently happened? She will sit up gingerly, like,
Recently for you or for me?
Alexi's now looking back and forth, going, "What-
was
what did
Steel Aegis
you
here
get
for
here?
the fight that Beauty recorded?
No.
Okay.
Another question, though.
Yeah, the other three are like, hello?
When Beauty operates during a period of unconsciousness, would Beauty see what your unconscious mind sees? No.
Well, clearly Beauty has some sort of neural connections because she's able to transmit information and in a two-way fashion, but how
Fair.
deep that goes is entirely up to you.
Okay, so let's do this. Because unconscious, what Penelope is seeing with her real eye, Beauty is seeing essentially and sort of translating through the subconscious as kind of real. As if you're seeing it like it's animated, or like it's three steps of AI.
Okay.
It's that surreal but fake, and it's sort of that almost uncomfortable fake.
Sure, Uncanny Valley.
And it's disconcerting. So you need to pick an eye to look through if you want to look at it clearly.
Gotcha.
Because
Still
your
waiting on
good
that
eye,
context.
or the normal eye, is seeing foliage all around the room. Beauty is seeing kind of foliage, ghostly foliage, spectral
The-
foliage.
The amorphous conceptual
plants.
idea of foliage.
Everything is just
As translated through a computer.
Yes, yes.
We got a little infiltrated. There was Alexei went to the Fey Court.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
at the
yeah.
Winter Court. Yeah, no, I was
Yeah,
at the
I was
Winter
there.
Court again,
You
for
saved
sure.
Solstice.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, and then
she
you got
came-
that cool
they
streak in
came-
your hair.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
came back.
I still would like to know how you just showed up here, but that we'll
I-
get to that.
Well,
I would
Are
like
there
that, to know
flowers?
that too.
I
I-
would also like to talk about the flowers.
wait,
Yeah,
the last time,
yeah,
hold on.
yeah,
The
yeah.
last time somebody just showed up, they wasn't them, and we had to kill them. So I think we got to cut off his finger.
Well, if we had the telepathic
Is that
link
how
to
we're-
him, we
Well, I
can
mean,
tell
the
if
other
they're
one
real or
grew
not.
stuff back, so I figured if it doesn't grow back, then it's probably him.
Wait, it grew stuff back?
I'd rather
Ew.
not,
Yeah,
but
it was weird. It was like
I really hope
back.
I can't do that too. I really hope
Also,
it's not.
Anyway, it
Yeah.
attacked
I
you.
can't-
That's you got conked on the head by the evil clone of Anima. It didn't have a goatee though. It was disappointing.
mm,
No fake
Okay,
mustache.
yeah,
Well, I
no,
think
I
you would have known it
I
wasn't
think
me if it had a goatee.
yeah. I think Anima could rock a goatee.
Thank you. So do I.
I feel like evil twins have goatees and clones just have chromosome damage.
Hmm.
This
I
went
have
through
an
acid.
evil twin.
From what they made it sound like,
She
it was
doesn't have
apparently
virtue.
a perfect copy of me up until it turned into an animal form and then an amorphous blob thing.
Yeah,
I'm still
So it
confused on what
progressively
fully
less
happened because I wasn't
Wait, it
here
was
for
John
that.
Carpenter's The Thing?
a bit.
Oh, well,
I'm still kind of confused.
I'm
I was
not
not
a
actually
The
technically here
Thing.
for that. Apparently, this happened when I was with you guys right after I
Oh,
rescued
I am-
Solstice. So
I'm so sorry.
Do you know how to build an asshole
Yeah.
detector?
If you
Well,
mean
I
literally,
mean, that's not
yes.
difficult.
Well, no, I mean
Get a
more
dog.
figurative. Like, that's a good
off
point.
vibes.
That might actually work. You might be onto something. But no, I mean, given that we just got infiltrated by somebody that looked like one of us, so we probably need to think about how to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Yes.
Just in
Yeah.
case, because I am not confident that it couldn't happen to me or Solstice again at any given point in time if we accidentally go back to the fake word. So yeah, we probably want
short
something
term,
to
stop touching crystals.
Yeah.
Wait, so this was a
yeah.
when you went there, the other thing came here, like in the same place?
Apparently, as soon as I showed up in the
Like-
fake court, that thing replaced me of sorts. Because when I showed back up here, not here, when I showed back up in the base, I was with the other part of the team. I wasn't back where my body had originally been,
Right.
which is also
Yeah.
weird. And I probably should contemplate at a later time.
Because you showed up technically before you left.
The timing was
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, hearing the story from everybody else, I was weird.
Yeah, we could probably dig up.
I'm
the
sorry, my
security
evil
camera
clone
footage.
attacked you. Should I apologize for that? Is that Is that
Well, it
something-
wasn't
I don't-
you.
Well, I mean, did you go to the Fey place on purpose?
I mean,
no? I wasn't
the
thinking. The crystal was dropping, and I instinctively went to go catch it because I was like, but if
No.
it drops on the ground, what if it breaks? That's
that
going to have
seems-
really
no,
disastrous
that seems-
consequences.
That seems very reasonable. I
Okay,
assign
cool. Thank you.
No blame to you for that.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
But yeah.
That makes me feel a little better.
Miss Beholder, what's your scientific specialty? Like he's-
Optics.
Optics. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I was thinking like. So I was thinking like recording, the frequency of teleportations and doing that or whatever. But then I was thinking like, what if we just use the crystals to power some kind of like teleportation mirror or dimensional mirror to just bounce people away from us?
Go home gun.
Yeah. Go home gun. Do you think we could
As
work
a-
on that?
as a
doesn't help our
preventative
problem.
measure or as a
Yeah.
in case of emergency break?
Well, first one, then the other.
Well, because the preventative measure thing, that seems sort of indiscriminate, right? Because
Yeah, we
not
we
necessarily
Send me
everything that
home
comes
and-
from another dimension is bad.
It would
Oh,
send
yeah,
me
no,
home,
no,
and
no,
we don't want
but-
that.
But yeah,
Well,
we,
not if it's only operating on things that are actively coming in, though presumably that would have also prevented, say, Anima from getting back. Like there's a bunch of
Yeah,
some
there-
issues
there's-
to work out
there's
with
some-
that particular
yeah,
plan.
there's some.
Yeah, maybe we
flaws.
should work on like some
Just-
actual
so-
like fortifications
right, so
first instead of
in
preventative
terms of
measures.
security systems, it's good to separate, detection and response. You don't have to do them both at once. So detection.
Lexi just sits in the corner raising their hand
What?
just until.
Hmm.
Are we just gonna ignore the foliage growing around us? By the way,
No, that's. on
Don't get me
my
wrong,
list.
I want to
We
talk
haven't
about
gotten there
I
yet.
Right.
want to talk about detection and all that fun stuff, but like the
Also-
foliage is also
Yeah,
very
no, I'm sorry,
concerning.
I was
and I
just
feel like
thinking
that
of-
should
we have
be the
not
first
gotten there
focus.
of the
yet.
mirror. For,
But
yeah,
but making sure that people aren't evil and are going to attempt to murder us
Also
is
important.
actually
Also
a higher
important.
priority for me right now. So
yeah. Maybe we could look into
Considering
like
you
some
were the
kind of
one being
ID
attacked,
card
yes.
system.
I feel like we would have to do some tests on various things that allow people or beings or whatever to mimic other things to see if there's any particular thing that they can't, right? Because you have to find a way to actually distinguish thing A from thing B. And then once you do that, then you have to find a way to detect that distinguishment. Maybe it's brain waves, or maybe it's just a particular element that is on Earth and isn't in other dimensions. I don't know. Something, right?
Or the fact that it's not connected to us via our brain link that Synapse gave us.
Yeah, that's
sure, as long as
down.
that's inviolable, right? Because as far as I understand, the way that Synapse has set it up, that if I don't want to be part of it, I can just leave it, which means that me not being in it is not actually conclusive that it's not me.
Sure enough.
Yeah, that's
Fair
true.
point.
Like if
That's
I get real pissed
definitely-
at someone and I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
feel like being part of your big thought chat room, then that
Yeah,
doesn't
we,
mean
Yeah.
we
I'm
could
evil. I'm just
If Lily
upset.
gets
yeah,
a
we could
child's
probably
theme song stuck
Well,
in
set
her
up
head all
a
day.
team
else.
meeting.
Okay,
Yeah.
but brainwaves in general maybe are unique enough that they can't be completely copied or something.
Yeah.
That's my first approximation of thing to work on, but I feel like that's going to take a bit. Like fundamental research can't just toss it off with. We don't even have, because again, like these are leaves.
Everyone,
I can't
Yeah,
do a
it
lot.
is
The
a
leaves,
grass.
yeah.
give me a vigilance check.
Oh boy. There's my character sheet. Vigilance. It's not bad.
I'm enjoying this talk.
Did we get a Roll20 link?
Uh,
Oh, I was just using the Saturday
I'm just
roll
using
20
Debbie
for
Funk.
mine. I got a 14 total, 5 on the Marvel.
roll 20 link. No new map, so it's still the same map.
I mean, it's my character is in there now. It's not updated on Demiplane, so
Oh, yeah, it should be in there.
yes, but I don't have a link to it.
Oh, let me grab something.
Weird.
Oh, neat.
No, okay, let's do you.
Nice.
Wait,
13,
that also
but
does not help me.
M with the marble dice. So
Oh, nice.
fantastic 13.
Hang on, I'm doing my third edge reroll. Don't mind me. Okay,
We don't
great.
mind you at all.
So that's gonna be a 14 then, because none of my edge rerolls worked in my favor. So if at that point we would go with the highest score, mine is a 14 with with also a 5 on the marble die. Just had to reroll my 3
That's the
edges
best
that I
place to
have
go.
for vigilance.
I will toss it into Discord. Thank you. Boom.
Yes, that worked. Sorry about that delay.
That's cool.
We're just glad you're here.
Yeah. And you're prolonging whatever horrible thing's about to happen to us.
No, it's just giving us less time to cope with it.
Just so glad that the other sane person in the group is Bet.
Where did the chat go? Right,
Lily
so I
presents that remark.
have a 21.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Nice.
Dang.
Vigilance is kind of Penny's thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Speaking of which, why didn't you do the thing when bad anime? Usually you don't fall down.
I have to be vaguely aware of it, so if it happened too fast, I guess maybe I couldn't.
Hmm.
According to the story
You
that
actually
set up,
did.
yeah, the initial attack was
The initial attack
actually
was
fantastic.
stupidly powerful.
Oof.
Yeah.
Pumped straight through.
It wasn't me, so therefore it was way more powerful than me.
Well, yeah, I'll have
That's
to
about it,
I'll have to review anything that I got off of that then, so that I can establish what the upper bound is of that usefulness. I don't want to go purposely stand in front of something that is definitely going to hurt me.
Yeah, that'd be a bad
Mhm.
idea.
I'm just imagining Anima as one of those people that look like they have little noodly arms, but like they take off their sweater and they're just jacked.
I mean, not wrong. Nice. Okay. Generally, particularly with everybody who had an M on the Marvel. Mars 15, 13, 21. Lexi, you got
14.
Zan?
Sorry, I'm rolling on demiplane.
Actually, no. Zan, you kind of know this. I don't know. Zan, you got what?
I have 14 as well.
I guess everybody's got some pretty obvious, and it's not like this makes an effort to try to conceal itself. But in the corner, basically, you see this sort of this growth of vines that sort of start wrapping around each other and wrapping around in something and sort of growing up from the floor into a semblance of humanoid body. And then
Okay.
one hand sort of reaches branches and vines and everything, and basically just covered with more and more leaves. It looks like more leaves. And eventually brushes them off, and you see a humanoid.
Lily immediately hides behind Alexi.
Yeah, I mean, Alexi's low on guard. Last time they fought something humanoid, it was bees.
I require additional description. A humanoid is pretty vague.
I think.
And you also got a 21, so like.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Just saying.
No, that's fair.
There's people showing up in here today.
It's a busy day.
It's like a bus station.
Still would love to know. No, let's focus on the humanoid first.
I think I know who that is.
Yeah, you recognize him.
Friends?
Good, bad.
He,
Be prepared for
Alla? Okay.
boosting confidence.
He is totally not helping us. Okay, I'm wearing the mask. You didn't see me wink, but legally speaking, he is no. He is not directly helping us in any direct fashion that would break any contracts.
don't hurt yourself.
The
individual in question is sort of bizarre. He has sort of purplish mauve skin tone, a helmet in his hand, one of those sort of odd, almost romantic
Magneto-y thing, yeah.
kind of, but not. He's got a fur around his shoulder. He's dressed kind of Celtish, but at the same time wearing sort of regal, medieval top, some clasps, some jewel necklaces. Based on what I can find, which is very, very little, with reddish hair, because reasons. And
this is Professor Silverbrook, who's not helping us.
Professor what? Ren Fair?
You keep saying the
geology.
Well, you remember Silverbrook.
Oh, that was the guy that we gave the shard to, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Excuse me. And he sort of does a thing. And before you now, lab coat, clipboard, Professor Silverbrook.
See, this is why we need an asshole detector.
Yeah, well... Okay, Sarah, I have a question. Am I here? The last thing I remember is punching a bird into dust.
I have so many more questions now.
Was it sparkly dust?
No, it was like this gross, grubby pawed crow, and it made me feel sad, and I punched it into nothingness.
I will return you briefly. I wished to retain your services to make this communication more effective with at least one other individual who's already gotten the lay of the land.
Okay, good. I was really worried about the security of this information. Okay, Bridget's not here, so her information can go last.
It's all happening in the unconscious.
Okay, that is good.
Explain the plans.
Yeah, the plants are an interesting touch. We went to like a whole realm of plants. He had a tree throne, but not the point. And like he'll pull out this notepad because he is now working off dream logic. He's like, okay,
Fair.
okay, yeah, we do need to work on the. Yeah, we do need to work on some kind of Fey defense, but we have
brains going.
Yeah. We have some information that could potentially help us with Mab. So, Mab and our benefactor, are some guy.
Or some guy.
This
Pick a
man.
label.
It's
Pick a
hard.
label.
Okay, we can't be heard. Oberon. Mab and Oberon have like this pact of non-interference. So like they can't directly do anything involving the human world. If they do directly do something, then they can potentially be dethroned if we can get evidence. So Anima, if your mom can provide us some form of evidence when we or when you guys talk to her that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that Mab has a direct involvement in this invasion scheme, we could potentially dethrone her. Potentially, but we have to be like we have to be able to prove that she is interfering directly.
Okay, and as I said when I was with you guys, that would require getting back in contact with my mother, which isn't entirely possible right now unless I somehow find my way back to the Winter Court, which nobody here wants.
Yeah, we don't want that, but I just wanted to put that out there that if she has information that could be helpful to us to keep us from fighting Mab, if that's what it comes to, because Mab is on her own apparently grossly powerful. So even if we get her off the throne, she's still a problem. Let's see.
I have a lot of questions. I'll wait.
Yeah. We found out that the crystals are solidified ego, but not a ego. They seem to be a solidification of the concept of an ego, which is why they have these weird and unexpected effects on some people and objects. Also, the courts are more powerful with their season, so we might be looking at Mab's invasion happening in winter because that's when she would be the most powerful.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and
we had kind of suggested that's probably when it would happen. Monday. I think we talked about that vaguely, didn't we? Did we not?
Well, we could be better at organized. All
of us have talked separately about so many different things. So
okay, yeah, that's fair. Let's see, and he's still flipping through these notes. Yeah, our Oberon may or may not have texted Synapse. We're not sure because there's no return number. If we keep gathering the crystals, it sounds like we might still be hacking with Mab's plan. And we got a very helpful answer about the storage of crystals of, oh, well, they could be useful if you store them in one place, but it could be safe to store them in separate places. So yeah, I don't know about that. We could, in theory, use the crystals as a power source. I can't do that, so it might be a Fey thing. Dwarves stole, yeah, straight up dwarves, Asgardian, or not Asgardian dwarves, but
You
the
can't
dwarves
say that.
stole the Asgardian items. So yeah,
the
one of us will,
the items that Brigitte is looking for.
yeah. I believe Oberon's exact words were opportunistic dwarves.
That's incredibly inappropriate.
Yeah, but if it's like a species title, like I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, okay, yeah. There's some stuff about Gideon's past that I don't know if that's if that matters, but someone from Gideon's past is making him invisible to scrying for some reason.
What?
You have all the information I have.
None of us can find anything on Gideon.
It might be.
Can Gideon do that
actually.
for me too? That'd be nice.
I don't think it would be good for him to teach you anything. Let's see, what else do I have? If one of the pact holders were to break the pact, the leader would forfeit leadership. We would need absolute proof to dethrone Mab. Mab is concerningly powerful on her own. I said all that. Okay, the most helpful piece of advice we got from Oberon, if you would like to speak to Oberon, just spend time in summer. Oh, wait,
But also,
no,
he's right here.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
But also,
I guess
he's
we're
standing
in
right
summer
here.
right now.
Like,
We're thinking summery thoughts, I'm assuming.
I think the funny out of character. I think the funniest part of this is you're saying all of this as he's standing right in front of us, just listening.
I think we're punching a gift horse in the mouth.
Okay, yeah, no, there was one last note that I completely overread in my frantic reading of these.
Delivery?
Yeah.
Yeah. If we want to find people who can answer more of our questions, we must look within ourselves. I know some of us have passengers, and maybe it's a reference to that, or maybe it's a reference to meditation to spend time in summer.
Out of character, I am so super proud of all of these things.
Yeah. They're great and deliciously unhelpful.
Any questions?
I have a few questions.
Wait. I got one more note. Okay, so individuals who are on Oberon's power level, we'll say, can just not be there. Just not at all be there and still interact with the world. I don't know, maybe phase shifting to put it scientifically, but yeah, he can be invisible and stuff. But also, if someone of his level or maybe slightly lower is within our presence, they can read our mind to a degree and listen into our side of the telepathic communication.
So not
bad.
I just want to point
Yeah.
out that slightly violates your earlier assertion about it being safe to say things here.
Yeah.
not wrong.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that ship has sailed.
Asset
That it?
detector.
Well, he's here directly, so I'm imagining that this is a good enough bubble. We got all this same information in one of his other bubbles in the college. So unless
Okay.
I get the feeling that unless Mab was there, she shouldn't be able to hear us. And you don't have to worry about the psychic connection that's currently down.
Cool. Great.
You mean I've
So
been
our
talking to nobody
backup.
this whole time?
I thought you had Gary.
Thought you guys were just ignoring me.
No, it's the little grubby crows. We ran into a problem as soon as we left Oberon's. So keep an eye out for shadowy crows.
Okay.
They look like crows, but instead of legs, they got like these little grubby mitts. And when they touch
Oh,
you, they make
awful.
you really depressed. On the upside,
Awful.
you can
Oh yeah.
punch them into oblivion
Speaking-
immediately.
Speaking of, I also did mean to warn the Saturday group, but never did. I meant to warn the other team. Gnomes might be following me. I didn't mention that to you guys because
Yeah, I think Dreadfire told us about gnomes, and I was
The gnomes. So.
But they
kind of
did.
wanted
They
to see
most
one.
certainly
Oh, you
might
really
be
don't.
following me. I can't confirm whether or not they aren't because, well, they were gone when we left my parents' house. Anyways, I have so many questions, but I want to let Penelope go first because Penelope's questions are probably better than mine,
Yeah,
and
you
will
got
probably
like
answer
this
mine
little
anyways.
vein in your forehead.
I can't say for sure that I have enough context that my questions are better than yours, but there are many. Some of them have already changed based on things that have been said. The number has not reduced, but let's see. First, she's turning to Silverbrook. Am I to understand that you have always been this person, or are you just looking like this person now for some reason?
I chose this form as it was the most believable in order to get my message across.
Just now?
No, he's at least been Silverbrook since yesterday, but he wasn't in the college records at all, so I think he might always have been Silverbrook.
But
This is
also, we
This
saw
is the
him go
thrust of my
from
question, yes.
to. We definitely saw other form before he turned to Silverbrook, so also that.
Right. Again, we're dealing
He's
with
definitely more regal looking, like approximately
people who
2
can look
minutes
like
ago.
whatever. We have to clarify what the hell's going on. And
Yes.
at least what everyone involved asserts is going on.
Well, I see.
As just a baseline. What everyone wishes everyone else to believe. And then we can work from there. Have you been working at the university?
Have I been working at the university? When it suits me.
Concerning. Not hopeful.
Was there a person who looks like you look now that you've been swapping with, or did you just make that up?
Are you asking if Silverbrook exists?
Yes, outside
Yes.
of you appearing as them.
Yeah, we got this a lot too.
This shouldn't be that complicated a question, honestly, but I still may be lacking context.
Well, I mean, yeah, but also we're dealing with a Fey, like, king, so it's going to be that complicated.
The only thing I know about Fae is that you can't give them your name, but you can tell them your name.
That's a
Well,
good
from what
point.
I've learned, none of them will ever give you straight answers, no matter their level or power or anything. So
That's a very good point, Lily. Never tell strangers your name.
Yeah, it's out of the bag.
That's super easy given that we know that people can look like anyone.
There.
Point taken.
To answer your question, for Penelope, I am Silverbrook. I took
Okay.
the form of Silverbrook in order to communicate.
You were doing that judiciously, I'm gonna say.
Also, as far as our
you
names go, he
trying-
kind of knows all of our names already.
Were you
if that
trying
wasn't
to
clear.
make gargoyles then?
That was not me.
Well, I'll have to back up.
Technically, it was the the other guy that
Yeah, but he was being supervised.
true. You probably could have stopped.
Like, did he not say what he was going to do?
Well, unless that would have interfered with the pact of non-interference.
That's just a
Quick
fancy
study.
word. That's a fancy word for making us fight a proxy war, by the way. I'm waiting for the part where
Yeah.
he drops the weapons on us so that we can go take care of his problem for him.
Feel
It's
like
not a
that's
new.
But that would be direct interference.
Not
crystal.
if they don't find out. Ask the CIA.
I don't want to ask the CIA.
I mean, yeah, it then depends on your definition of proof, because I could say that my parents having known about the invasion the entire time is proof, but I guarantee that's not enough to get Mab dethroned.
Yeah.
Mab would not be dethroned by acting
Oh.
against mortals.
So
I
therefore,
misunderstood the assignment.
the definitive definition of proof
The
is
only way Mab would
way
be
more specific.
dethroned is if she acted against me and disrupted our pact.
Oh.
Therefore, I cannot act against her, or Summer will not come.
Okay, yeah, that was on me. I misunderstood the
I
phrasing.
feel like there should,
Wait,
there should
global
be like
warming. Is that you guys fighting? Is this your? Is that your fault?
I feel like that's totally an us thing.
That's
No,
what I
I think
always
that
thought.
might just be a humanity thing. I don't.
If them squabbling can wipe out Summer, I'm just saying. Something
Yeah,
like
but I think that's a humanity thing.
Nobody mentioned
that's
a mutant that could control the weather.
that. Do you think
Better not
it'd be
me.
fixed? It'd be fixed by now. If
Okay. So, what actually constitutes interference? Right? Like, if you decide to adopt a puppy and say, "This is my puppy now," and you feed it a couple times, is Mab not allowed to do things to the puppy, or is it just you personally, physically?
Machinations. Plots, schemes, plans. I cannot
Those are all
halt the
nouns.
progress of winter. Mab cannot halt the progress of summer.
Okay, but I feel like if she invades Earth, that'll halt the progress of summer.
Nothing to do with
I
me.
mean, doesn't have to if
it's
the
gonna
Earth
halt the
continues to
progress of
rotate.
people.
I mean, I
My
guess.
domain is
Sun,
otherworld.
it's like-
I mean, I guess.
I just happen to like this plane of Earth, and I would be sad if it were frozen solid.
Is she trying to get at you through us? Like, I don't know, distract you.
I guess
with
this all just
us
leads
to
into the
do
question
something
of
else.
I-
Or is she
I
just
feel
that
like all of
spiteful
this-
that she'd knock over your ant farm?
like an indignant younger sister.
I would never question the motive. One so damaged, one cannot reason with madness.
I know that one.
Maybe not. We can give Mattis a hug.
I was just thinking that too. John posted a thing saying my sister-in-law sucks. It's like, yeah, family, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know
Well,
if
Alexei knows.
hugging Mab. I don't know if hugging Mab's a good idea. She seems.
No, can I
Yeah.
just right here, right now, because of let's not forget that I'm the one that brought Solstice back. If any of you wind up in the Winter Court, do not physically touch her. Just like to lay the ground right there. Like don't do it, or else you will not be. You will, as what happened to Solstice, not be on this physical plane of existence anymore and be transported to the Winter Court.
Oh.
So like, don't do that.
What if we shoot?
Anima.
Don't do that.
Okay, Anima, this is important. I have almost forgotten about this.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm sorry. How does Anima's hair look?
As it did, as it did when they were there Saturday with the.
No,
white
I'm
streak in
I'm
it.
asking Mike.
Oh, man doesn't even trust
Frosted tip. Reddish, darker root. So it's not a full frock, not a full forelock or yeah, but it's not a full piece. It's only half. The rest of it's
Okay.
red again.
Okay.
And
So,
pant legs are regular colored pant legs. The only thing left is the bottom of the boot.
okay. So, good news, bad news, I guess, depending on how you take it. But your stripe is gone because you're directly in his presence. But it seems like
my
if
God.
they are in contact with either head of either court for too long, they start getting shut off from the other court's aspect.
So that's what was happening to Solstice.
Yeah. Yeah, he was becoming too wintry and was getting cut off from summer.
Okay, cool. So it's double good that I got him out of there again. You're welcome.
Yeah. Yes, we cannot thank you enough. When we revive him, we will make sure he writes you a thank you card.
When you what now?
I'm sorry. When you revive.
Okay, so the grubby crows.
That's all.
Yeah, so the grubby crows, I think they tried to steal their souls. The only reason why I think it was a soul was because the one that was getting taken out of Synapse got grabbed by these black clawed tentacles and dragged back into her body.
That's concerning. I have a lot of questions and concerns about that.
Yeah.
But that's not the point right
Yeah,
now.
that's Crotus. Don't worry about him. He's good, I think. He's kind of like Gary.
There was a question mark at the end of that statement.
Yeah, he seems
There
to.
was, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, I don't either. But
Okay,
he
this leads
seems to
back
be on
into what
our.
I was.
He's on Synapse's
this-
side. So
This once again leads back into. I think all of our questions and comments are leading all into the same question of, and then Alexi turns to face Oberon. Why are you here right now?
oh, let's see if you guys get a better answer than we did.
Because like
Knowledge is power.
you informed the other part of our team, so why are you here right now talking to us? Why bother? Because the rest of our team could just let us know whatever you said. So why show up?
Knowledge is power. And I appreciate that some put emphasis on logic, less faith in magic. That
He's saying we're smart.
unique
We're smarter than the
perspective.
other guys.
So
Even though
Penny's here, got it.
Mab doesn't seem to be subject to logic, as we recently discussed.
Or maybe she's working off of a different set of logic. I remember reading a theory a while back of like, if there were different dimensions, they wouldn't necessarily follow the same physical laws of nature that we do. So perhaps she's just following the Fey laws of nature, and
Which are
Well,
definitely,
I
as
don't-
we've seen, definitely very different. An evil version of me
Yeah.
showed up in our base. So,
Relativity.
anyways,
It's pretty much accepted that what most people think of as physical reality is a subset of a much larger set of more complicated rules, most of which we don't know. and some of which may not actually be described by math, which is irritating on a deep level, but there it is.
Magic.
We say to the
Magic is just science that people don't understand yet.
That was my working. Presumption is a little too strong. Hope. We'll call it hope. But I do want to know, because I'm still going down my list of questions from before, and it came up that, yes, the transdimensional alien superweapons have been taken by dwarves. Do we have any, say, less namey description of these people/beings, just to avoid any linguistic confusion?
Are they also Fey?
I think they might be like some kind of Asgardian subtype.
I was asking.
Love for Oberon, if I'm addressing him correctly, to chime in on that before we have just speculation. Let's just start with a base level of.
You want me to describe what?
Describe them to me in the way that you might say, describe Fey to me without using the word Fey. What are they like?
Short.
What are they?
Stocky, humanoid, full-bearded, mine eagerly for ores and gold in the mountainsides, live underground.
Dwarves.
Psychology?
Lord of the Rings.
So far, the only thing I picked out of that was psychology was a form of avarice that doesn't quite map onto transdimensional beings, because matter transmutation, like, okay, you want specific pieces of carbon from the ground. Cool. Why?
Well, Mjolnir is a Asgardian artifact, and that thing's dumb powerful. Maybe
No, that super weapons is a completely rational thing to want. Diamonds
Yeah.
is weird because you can just make those with sufficiently advanced science, right? That's where I'm getting at here.
But also,
oh,
why do
okay.
dwarves get the accurate description?
Because no, we actually
Lack of
did figure this one out.
I mean
Asgard
in
stuff,
the sense that, like,
not involved.
dwarves were accurately described in the same way that humans in stories have accurately described them, and I'd like to know why they get an accurate description and, like, a lot of other ones don't.
Maybe they cause.
I'm having a little bit of a crisis.
Here?
That probably can wait until
You doing okay?
later.
That's on later. Yeah.
How about if
My
I just
crisis
go
can
a bit
wait
higher level?
later.
What might we expect dwarves to do with transdimensional super weapons?
That's a good one.
Or are they also not subject to logic?
Or do you even know that? Do we need to ask our other teammate?
I didn't
I don't
ask this
know
follow-up
the
question.
nature of the weapon. If I did, I would assume nothing good.
They're
That's
bad dwarves.
I mean,
So when Brigitte comes back, we need to have a talk.
What's she looking for him here, though? I mean, are the dwarves here? Thought they was.
I don't know.
That's what Thor sent her here, and the shield was the only thing that they knew for sure was stolen, if my memory serves correctly.
I'm going to go
And-
higher level again. My specific concern about super weapons is them being pointed at the planet on which I live. Are dwarves likely
Yeah.
to do that?
Your world is rife with possibility and comparatively young. It's developments. There are those who would seek to conquer it because of that lack of development. With
I'm hearing a strong maybe.
weapons that might defy the average individual's reaction.
Okay, so not even something akin to, say, a tactical thermonuclear weapon.
Oh no,
Just like a
much worse.
really... Okay, well then that's when you say slightly more than the average individual, do you mean average individual who lives on Earth? Or are you talking about in overall meta-reality? Because I don't have numbers on that.
I just simply chose factors that you might comprehend.
Oh, good. Great. All right. Way worse than we thought.
You reject magic through logic. Your unique companion is rejecting what your actual eye sees.
Well,
Imagine the headache you're experiencing.
is it my actual eye seeing it, though? Like, are photons hitting it right now? We may be quibbling about what the definition of see is. Also actual. Also I. There's a lot of terms here that are getting thrown around fuzzily. It's okay, though. That is so low on my list of questions. Although, I do have a question for Mike.
Yeah.
Does Oberon look slightly not real to Beauty?
If you're staring at him through both, he's there and not there. Kind of like good eye, you see Oberon. The Beauty sees sort of an outline shape, mostly like Oberon with a 50% transparency filter.
Okay.
Yeah, I've just been imagining it's like if you take a pair of glasses and put like a piece of like film over one of them. So it's like, yeah, you can see the image, but it's just super overlaid with,
Or like after you
What's
take a
actual
shower and your glasses are all foggy. But only one side.
Yeah.
Yeah, one second.
Okay.
So I have a question now. And, again, to my point of why are you really here? Since you can't interfere, this still warrants the question of what are we supposed to do about the impending invasion by the Winter Court? So
Well, obviously you put the
all
two...
wraps up. I'll wrap back up into my question of why are you actually here? So
Get the weapons
I
from the
quite frankly
dwarves.
right now don't
Make
trust
them nature.
either of the courts or anything right now. So
I like my idea.
I like your idea too.
What was your idea?
Get the weapons from the dwarves, fight the invasion.
Okay. I still don't know a lot about
I
dwarf
don't.
psychology other than wants gems
Yeah,
and metals.
I
that
really do think that that's a
humans
question for
consider
Brigitte.
rare.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Once Brigitte gets
'Cause-
back, be like, hey,
These things
guys.
sound like planet crackers, and honestly,
They
I don't trust
specifically-
any of us with these.
Yeah, like there's a
There would be a good way to get to minerals and rocks.
not super. I mean, it really depends on how hard
Rocky
you're
it is?
cracking, right?
Well, it's like fishing
They
with
might-
dynamite.
And
How does that
I
not
don't
blow
know
up the fish?
Well, it blows up some of them.
Yeah, I don't know the limit of your powers, Dualily, but if the dwarves just want like crystals and gems and stuff, couldn't she make them? Like,
Mhm.
I mean, I assume they want more than a few.
Well, we could destroy their economy.
I think we're missing the bigger picture. What if the dwarves are working with Mab?
Well, Oberon gave us very direct answers for the most part, and for him in regards to what? Okay, in regards to the dwarves. So, if they are working for her, they are so far removed from her specifically that it's not information about them isn't worth the avoidance of talking about that the non-interference pact comes up with. I feel like I said that so poorly.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
care about
I got the gist.
their backroom bet.
Yeah.
I care about stopping her from taking over the damn planet. Their
Yeah.
politics can go jump off a cliff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, agreed. No offense, sir, who I guess has taken my soul from my body and placed me over here today. That's an existential thought I didn't hear.
Because
or
we
I didn't know
know
about.
now with confirmation from we know the invasion is happening, and I would just like to refocus on that
Yes.
and on stopping Mab.
Before we do,
Well-
though, Lily has a small question. She just kind of goes over and just like, I guess she can't really tug on Oberon's or Dr. Silverwood's coat because he's not really there, but she tries anyways.
Oh, he's there.
Okay, so she can just kind of like tug on it and be like, I have a small question.
Didn't we just, like, it was like half an hour ago, we said, don't touch Mab. Does it not work that same way with him?
I mean, he's
Well, she's
here, though.
probably not Fey.
So-
Hey.
and also, he's here, we're not there, so I feel like it doesn't work. That
Interesting.
But
'cause
we're
you look
also
up at
kind of
him,
there.
and
semantics.
you look up at him, and he seems way taller. Close up to him, like he seems easily 20 feet tall, just like this massive, muscular mountain of a Celtic warriors. So it almost feels like he takes even more time to kind of look down at you because of that massive.
Like,
That's your question.
so if the crystals are solidified ego, why do they send people home?
Magic resonates at particular frequencies depending on the person who reads.
Sounds like science.
I don't get it. Okay, so wait. Okay,
I've
no
stopped
wait. So you're saying
questioning
that
magic at
the
this point
crystals
in my
are
life.
the crystals are tools and we just don't know how to use them. He's not answering me. I think I'm onto something.
That
Who
that
sent
didn't
them here?
sound much like that, but
Somebody.
he's not gonna
that's
give
a
us an
very
answer on
good
that one.
question. How did the crystals even get here?
Because they don't belong here, obviously.
They're
When one
turning
has a
people into
great
giant
enough
monsters.
ego, sometimes one plane of existence isn't enough.
Yeah, this is the quality of answers we were dealing with.
I mean, I think anybody that answers questions in riddles has plenty of fucking ego.
I don't know. I could
You
make an
really
argument
think we
that
should
says,
be antagonizing a god?
like the
Yeah, that's what
Have you
Aegis is
met
thinking.
Cal?
the person with the
Yeah,
really
Lexi's
big ego.
like, you should not have said that.
We're gonna do that. Give the questions to Lexi. See what happens.
So if someone has multiples, then they would be in multiples. Or in multiples.
So not enough of the words in that sentence were not the word multiple.
I
Sorry.
think she's
can you add some
asking
more?
if someone with DID might cause more crystals than one.
No, Lily is
Oh, okay.
specifically referring to her mother, whose whole thing is hopping people's bodies.
Maybe we can
So
just
if she has a string of like souls attached to her, basically, meaning that one reality would not be enough for her. Meaning that the home that she went to is a separate reality based on. But if that doesn't make sense, then don't mind me.
I mean, I get where you're going.
I assume you're
with
just
it.
explaining this to Mike so that Oberon can answer your question. Because we have no reason to know any of this.
Yeah,
No,
not saying
yes,
it in character.
that is what I'm explaining.
Okay.
Is like
Okay, so Mike.
if someone like her mother, for instance, had multiple souls connected to her, and Madoka Magica had many different realities all linked to one person, but the other way around, would that then create the whole fuckery that happened?
Daughter of 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 Celeste. Still one soul.
Good. Makes sense.
Is Celeste another fairy person?
You don't.
Can you call them that?
He's almost
No.
certainly asking Oberon. It seems like that's a solid guess for most of the questions people ask here.
Some resonance is not Fey in origin. But often weaves the same magic.
So I'd like to circle back to you were
crystals.
going to tell us why you came here specifically to us to talk to us, and then that got sidetracked. And I would like to circle
Sorry.
back around to that because and it's not your fault. We all have so many questions. I'm not saying it's anybody's fault. I would just like to circle back to why you're here, talking to us specifically, and what do you have to say to us?
Oh.
And
Anything.
also, I guess just a side question for my own personal, is it like possible to just switch chords? Can I like, is that, I mean, I don't know because it's biologically, I don't want to be associated. A different question for another time. More importantly, why did you come here to talk to us specifically in a weird dream sequence thing? So, that. Sir?
Why did I come here to talk to you?
Can you stop repeating your questions?
Perhaps perhaps not. The reasons that one speaks is to bestow information
And
on
what
those who
information
might
did you
require
understand?
it.
Great. What information is that? I would love that to be answered. That part of my question. What information? Because you said you can't interfere. So what information is it even possible for you to give us?
He has been answering a fair number of questions. Just hasn't been volunteering information.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
because
none
we
of the
specifically
answers to any
asked
of the
him
questions we.
what can you tell us, and the answer, if I remember right, was something to the effect of, "Oh, anything that doesn't interfere with the non-interference pact."
Okay. That's a
Which
meta
is-
question. Do you expect him to actually list the entire catalog?
I think we were
I
kind of
expect
hoping
something
for
more
it.
than because the questions we have asked have been very open-ended and don't have really much to do with the actual invasion. And that's kind of Alexi's primary focus is just,
I learned that
hey,
prefacing hypothetically in front of
you
some
said,
questions
you
helps a
said
lot.
information. What information specifically? Can we get at least some kind of specific and instead of open-ended answers to open-ended questions?
I've given plenty of answers. Open-ended
Yeah, he
questions.
told us that too.
Aren't actual
So-
answers to any of okay.
It sometimes
So,
helps to look at a chessboard from the side, see how many pieces you actually have.
I'm so bad at chess.
Which
The
none of us
the
can
impression
do
I'm
because
getting-
we are on the chessboard.
Alexi, is that you are hoping that Oberon tells us what we have to do to stop.
Well, no, I don't
and
need
that's
specifics.
not going to happen, as far as I
I-
understand.
Oh, yeah.
What are you asking for then if you're not asking for
have-
specifics?
Yeah.
Because you
A lot
used
of
the
our
word
questions
specific.
have not been to the specific of what the initial conversation kind of was about in a way, which was why is Oberon here if he can't interfere? Because if he's just here, even though he can't interfere with anything that map does, then that doesn't help us with any of the invasion. So Lexi's just hoping for anything that isn't not specifically about the invasion itself, because we talked a lot about the dwarves and Asgard and all of that stuff, and those are all important questions, but Alexi's primary focus is, hey, we're about to be invaded by the Winter Court. I have way more detail about it than I wanted to. Why are you here if you can't help us? In vague terms, doesn't have to be specific. So Alexi's not, after all the experiences with both the Winter Queen and now with like her with their parents, Alexi's not expecting anybody to give them specifics anymore. So Alexi's just like, hey, if you are here, but you can't interfere, and we're
You're not
about to
gonna
be
help us.
invaded,
Fuck
why are
off.
you here? Why are you here? Basically.
The seasons must remain inviolate. In this sense, non-interference is paramount. When one decides to overstep their that could lead to unintended consequence of a catastrophic proportion. While some within this agreement cannot interfere directly, there is nothing within the pact that disallows the casual semblance of a group of individuals and pointing them in a general direction towards a common goal.
If I'm understanding
As-
this,
Go ahead, sir.
if I'm understanding this right, if Oberon loses his chair, as it were, summer goes away, which is bad for us. We don't really care about their politics, but we kind of need the seasons. I'm assuming when you say summer is gone, you mean our summer, not just yours. In the same vein, if we're going to stop Mab, we need to do it without blowing up winter, because that would also be a problem.
Dethroning Mab
Yeah.
and then replacing Mab with someone else wouldn't destroy Winter, would it? If there was still a ruler of the Winter Court, Maybe one that was less bloodthirsty.
I think we had an idea for Solstice, but I'm not sure if that's like a final or viable
Idea.
You might
answer.
want to
Yeah.
have an option B and C just in case.
Oh yeah.
It should be an
you're-
election or something.
You're the only other Fey we know.
I feel like
So
I
we
don't
should
want.
maybe
I
just
don't
preface every question we ask with question to the group or question to Oberon, just for expediency's sake, just in case we're asking people the wrong questions or asking the wrong people the right questions.
But yeah, like
because that seems like a great question for Oberon to answer, and everyone except Oberon answered it, and me.
Mhm.
I was just listening.
yeah, I don't think we got a straight answer about that. So, hypothetically speaking, Mr. Oberon, if one were to dethrone Mab, how would we go about not ruining the
Seasons?
summer-winter cycle? Yeah. Could we just interpose a new leader, or is there an election?
An election of a queen.
I'd like to think we're progressive.
Yeah. Maybe install some form of parliament?
Reason any of these.
I don't know if we want their government system being like ours here. I don't know if that's.
The station of winter is as inviolate as that of summer. One cannot exist with it. You will never be rid of summer unless she or of winter, unless she advocates her throne. Right?
So
Or
we
she
would need to
interferes with any of my plans.
Okay, and if she were to interfere with your plan, what would happen to Winter then?
Winter would remain.
Oh.
Mab.
Oh. I'm sure there are
Somebody else get
underlining
put in charge?
terrible... Yeah.
Follow-up question to Oberon. If we're worried about her interrupting your plans, what are your plans? Because
He can't tell us.
Well, then we don't know what she's
Also-
interfering with.
Yeah.
He can definitely
Also
tell us what his plans are.
Right.
No,
He
he
doesn't.
can't.
He doesn't have to.
but he
there's-
could.
I don't see any reason, based on what I've heard about their pact, for that to be not possible.
We asked that exact thing.
And
We did not get an answer.
that doesn't mean
Cool.
that he can't. It just means that he didn't.
Curious more.
It just means that he won't.
Mab is not interfering with my plans.
Told you.
I am not directly interfering in hers.
I feel like the question that actually got asked before that was more important. The Mab no longer being in charge of Winter. Does someone else become in charge of Winter, or is Winter just unincorporated township?
Nature abhors a vacuum.
What did the fact
Secession
ever do to
war.
nature?
Nature loosely here, but okay.
There will always be someone to take the reins.
And are they likely to be in some way
Better?
for, say,
Just-
humanity than Mab, or worse? Or is it an equal chance of either?
Well, depends on the individual, isn't it?
Yes.
I have a hypothetical, Oberon. So hypothetically, if Mab does get disposed, would there be a secession war? And if so, would that be more detrimental to humanity than her current plans?
It's never happened. No.
Oh boy, okay then.
The good news is it sounds like it's not that big a problem as we thought.
No, I have woefully insufficient information to make that claim currently.
Can I
It
be
could-
the Queen of Winter?
Do you like the cold?
Or do you have to be Fey?
Oh, Lily. I mean, I think you
And
might
I think it's an
have
excellent
to be
it's an excellent question.
Fey.
It will be. Let's just hear what the answer to this question is.
No, that is a good question. Does a person on the throne have to be Fey?
You would need to learn understanding. With age comes wisdom. And you have more pertinent things to worry about.
If I were the Queen of Winter, I wouldn't have to be afraid of my mom because I'd be more powerful than her.
Zan's gonna lean over to Alexi and say, "This child needs therapy."
I know, but they can't actively go get her therapy because police are actively looking for her.
Everybody's
So
acting
like
like
that's not something that's possible,
different problem.
Zan. So like I wouldn't bring it
Yeah.
up in front of
Bring it up again.
Okay.
We all need therapy. That's not the point.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Zan, shut up.
Lily, as you stare up at this mountainous individual, even though you're pretty sure he couldn't fit in the room if he was that tall, he stares, it almost feels like he stares straight through you. And
I don't like that.
he says, "What happened in the past was doomed to failure. Three is greater than one.
That is impressively cryptic, sir.
But at the same time, I still understood it.
Right?
And that's why Lily's the best.
Like little things just clicking into place, and you're like, oh.
Okay. At least I understood half of it. So there's that.
I think we could even go so far as to say that you believe that you understand half of it, but we can't check any of that unless you say it out loud.
Lily has 2 sisters. 3 is better than 1.
Huh?
Wait, no, in character or not, please. My sanity.
Yes.
For Dora's sanity, not Penelope's already just blocked.
No.
Penelope
3
has
is better
checked
than
out.
1.
But I'll be like, oh god, magic. Come on.
Angel, Dinah, and I? Okay.
Eh?
My sisters.
Okay,
Oh no!
That-
Are we gonna have
The
to
ones that we
rescue
have-
sisters
No,
from abusive
I mean,
parents as
that's-
well?
that sounds like an option for Lily versus Lily's parents, or at least Lily versus one of Lily's parents, because otherwise it would be 3 is greater than 2, unless Lily's parents are in fact 1, which would, I guess, be weird but possible.
That brings up a
Also,
whole
it's
nother
possible
load of questions.
that again, this is a problem of math not working the same way.
Were you just saying buffer? Because that's what I heard.
Daughter of.
Ah,
Oh, daughter of.
makes
Ah.
sense.
Oh, yeah. Zan's gonna go over to Beholder. Okay, I don't know when I'm gonna get yeeted back into my body or whatever, but
Mhm.
me and Synapse are working on a improved version of my crystal detector. If you could take a look at some of the blueprints I have on my desk whenever you get the chance, give me some notes. That would be very appreciated. Because
Sure.
yeah, with optics, maybe you can see something we didn't. I don't mean with opti.
I'm aware of what you
Yeah,
meant.
okay,
and,
thank you.
And almost certainly yes.
Okay. Because yeah, if we can get the crystals, we can at least do something to Map's plan. And it's hopefully not helping her.
That seems
Yeah,
like
at that point, Alexia will look back
a
over at
detail
Oberon
to
and be like,
work out.
and just be like, is there anything helpful that you can give us at all? That doesn't interfere. It doesn't have to be specific. Is there?
I think it's kind of like wishing for more wishes. I don't think it works that way.
Oh wait,
I'm still questioning as to why you even bothered coming.
He's already
Okay,
answered that question in several different
Not
ways.
that, not that
information-
Alexi trusts
Not
him.
to
Knowledge-
your satisfaction.
Please,
Yeah,
I beg of you,
he
listen
likes
to
his
me
ant
as I
farm.
explain my thoughts. Knowledge is power, he said.
okay. The last
Communicating
thing,
is a way of imparting information, he said. We have been asking him questions, and he has in fact been answering many of them. That is why he is here,
Yeah.
to give us the opportunity to do that. That's it. He doesn't have to volunteer information.
In
yeah,
Alexi's mind,
and he won't.
no real information has been given.
I'm still speaking in character.
But that's just Alexi.
Yeah. Okay, so just before we left his other office grotto, he said there was some place we needed to be, and then we fought the grubby crows. So, Mr. Oberon, sir, is there some place
Don't like
they should be? Is there a direction or a location that they should perhaps investigate?
Yeah, I guess
Phrasing that.
more
Or a
specifically,
person of
Alexi is
interest.
wondering. I guess out of character, Alexi is more so just wondering, like, if information was already given to the other team, what else are you giving to us that's going to be pertinent that the other team couldn't just tell us?
Things they didn't ask.
Yeah,
Because they're dumb.
100%.
He said we were
But,
smarter.
but
You
I
guys
can't
have
answer that
all the
question
brain
in
cells,
character
let's
because
be
you didn't say
honest.
it in character. I beg of you. Let's just keep the train on the tracks, shall we, kids?
I was more so just clarifying like what I meant by what Alexi said.
I think what I should actually Or can I tell them? Sometimes defeat is a victory. Not all that glitters is gold. And he reaches out, waves his hand. And
I would
Steel
like to copy
Aegis-
his power.
Oh, this is going to end poorly.
I mean, Penny has been trying to wait until the absolute last second, but there was no chance that she was not going to try this.
Will this work when you are unconscious and not actually there?
Well, the key is that really the only power that she can make any sense of copying currently is the power that he is using to do this. Because she's definitely experiencing it.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
entirely
yeah,
up to you,
yeah,
though.
Yeah.
Okay, no,
I will be also unsurprised if it has a focus cost of 50 or whatever.
yeah, or whatever, yeah, because you've got like
Yes.
1,000 freaking focus at this point.
Well, it could easily be 3 times as many as I have. It is shenanigans numbers. It could be purple horseshoes.
Shenanigans. No. What I am going to do, because this is sort of a weird circumstance and narrative, you get concept of the power. You get the understanding kind of the power, but it's kind of like you're reading a schematic in a completely different language. And unfortunately, because you're unconscious, the language itself is completely unintelligible. So you get the generic concept and the understanding, because your copy power allows you to manifest it and to be able to repeat what is done. And what is done, essentially, is a teleport other. Or a dimensional, basically a dimensional shift other sort of thing. And he basically, you watch as his wave of the hand, Steel Aegis, Zan Andrews, basically dusts into a blow of leaves.
Did you just kill him?
Disappears.
I don't think so.
He looks at you.
Depends on where he sent him. If he sent him to the interior of his sun, then yes.
Too soon.
So,
Way too
He looks
soon.
at you, Dr.
Ouch.
Penelope.
I apologize if that was offensive, but knowledge is power.
I expected no less. And for that, I will even leave a fragment behind. But you, and he turns to Alexei, insolent. Well, your parents clearly did not educate you in the courts
Nope. They kept my
and
entire
how
life
to
hidden from me.
address a king. But this has amused me. And because of your connection, it amuses me even more. He reaches out, and unless you do something differently, boops you in the forehead.
Thank God Liberty Lass isn't here.
Here goes! And what you get is that brain expanding understanding that you were that education you wanted. Here's how you use your power. Wow, you did that for the first time. That's cool. You have a plethora of essential understanding of fundamental shapeshifting, of development, of where you can go, what you can do if you try hard enough. So you are not limited anymore if you want to just Sparrow, and you have a deep understanding
Good.
of
Great.
Choice.
Perfect.
how the power works within the world you're living. And,
Well, it's a lot for Lexi to process.
Mhm.
and a complete understanding, well, not a complete understanding, but a generic understanding of this is what the Fey is. This is what being a Fey is. You sort of get an understanding or a feeling of centuries, weight, centuries of oppression from humanity and mortals, centuries of mystery and misunderstanding, centuries of intrigue and court and power and politics and frivolity and tricks and hijinks and mythology, but as a general essence of understanding, not like specific textbook. You couldn't write a book and you couldn't write the definitive thesis for a PhD in faithology, but you could you have this an innate sort of wisdom, an understanding of being.
Well, I think after that, Lexi would probably like just go quiet for a bit because wow, that's a lot in one. I then just I guess kind of
Good.
not unwillingly. Unwillingly isn't the word I want to use, but just like
Reluctantly?
sort of, I guess. Like not like not in like any disrespectful kind of way, but it's just kind of like I don't want to admit that I kind of was in the wrong, but I guess I will. And kind of bows her head and just says a very quiet thank you. and then goes quiet again, because wow.
Check your message.
He did. And yes.
Okay.
To answer that.
Is that mind control? Are we good?
Since you like it so much.
Also, thanks. That felt like more of an insult. Oh.
When you look down, your boots are black. All the way to the sole.
Yay. Oh, goody.
But everyone else looking, they still have the complete white forelock.
Because it looks cool.
Like it so.
Because it is.
As long as it's choice.
Any other questions?
I mean, if the answer to that is ever not yes, something has gone awry. I think maybe if we can ask more specific questions of even more specific hypothetical questions, like, say, if you were us and wanted the same things we do, what would you be doing right now?
Well, if I was you, I would be sciencing.
Well, that's a given.
If I was you, I would continue on a path that I had chosen.
So what I'm hearing is get those dwarf weapons and fight the mob.
I definitely didn't choose that path yet, but sure.
I didn't hear that at all. What are you talking about?
I chose that one. It's my
it's-
it's Willie's going with.
I think it.
It's a path.
I think it. Yeah.
Lily
That's why I said
interpreted
what
that
I'm
answer as
hearing.
applying to
We were
everyone
already-
and not just me. It's fine.
I feel like it meant the path that we were already vaguely on, which was the crystals and all that fun stuff. I think it basically means the path we were already vaguely taking. So chrysalis, all that.
Mhm. Probably.
stuff, maybe.
Willie just wants to make friends with dwarfs. Some of them have really nice chest hair. And write really good books.
What were you Googling earlier? We need internet privileges in here or something.
Yeah, I think we need to like parent lock everything.
don't-
Maybe.
I'm not gonna kink shame, but this is a little much, I think, for
Lily's also 10.
maybe, yeah, like your age. It's like I don't. You should give yourself time to develop some just ideas about stuff before you go hard on preferences. Is all I'm saying.
Boy has to sit Lily down and have the talk with her.
Absolutely.
It's fine. We'll have Gary do it.
Not it.
Not it.
That was good.
All right, no.
That was so bad.
Pretty sure Gary grew up in the 20s. You don't want him doing it.
We do appreciate you making yourself accessible to us to ask questions. And the
You have more questions. But to simply walk in the summer. And the pile of, and basically it almost like the pile of leaves sort of becomes more visible. And it collapses to the floors.
Okay, I love you. Bye bye.
And then three of you, Al, Lily, and Alexi, are sort of shocked awake, standing where you were, in the medical wing. Dr. Penelope are suddenly sort of shocked awake. The room is completely devoid of any foliage. I was wondering if anybody has anything quippy to say.
Well, not quippy, but Lily is going to go hug Penelope and say, I'm happy that you're okay.
Sorry, I was in the middle of writing notes.
thanks. Likewise.
So many notes.
Your head hurts
Ye-
a little bit.
Yeah, Lexi kind of pops her head into the room. I'm gonna apologize again for I know it wasn't me, but I feel bad because it was something that looked like me. Sorry.
I mean, honestly, I'm not even going to say that out loud. It could have been worse. I'm not going to be specific.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, still feel kind of bad about it, but you know.
With that, a reunion, some nod information, some clues.
Information.
The faint outlines of information.
50%
Everything in air quotes.
transparency of
Yes.
The scent of information from afar.
Well, there you go.
with a vague hand-drawn facsimile description. Let's call it here.
It's the La Croix of information. It's the idea of flavor.
So let's do a quick round table for everybody. Let everybody know who you are, where you can be found. Thanks again for viewing, etc. Let's go with John.
Oh boy. Hi. I was the ghost of Steel Ages past. I'm John. I can be found at Crim's Bacon on the social medias. I also have my own tabletop RPG podcast at Bacon Flavored Podcasts, where we play all sorts of stuff. For those of you unaware with my outros, I do not make eye contact with the camera. I look everywhere but the camera.
That's so fair.
Valid life choice.
Yeah, and that's me.
Laura.
Hi, I'm Pandora Beatrix. I think the simplest way to put this now, which I only just realized now, and it's going to be a huge time saver aside from this explanation, which I won't do later, is that I can be found at doratrix.card with 2 R's.co, which is my website that has the links to all of the places that I can be found. I can be heard most often on the Modus Files, a Fallout 76 podcast, out with a variety of others. And I can be seen limping around a stage in Pennsylvania, singing sometimes.
Limping? Are you okay?
I'll explain later. I had kind of a week.
Okay.
Kind of.
Someone said Macbeth. A whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Adam.
Hi, madam. Tonight I've been playing Cal Winters, aka Dreadfire. The person most likely to win the Congeniality Award at court. When I'm not here, you can catch me playing D&D on Twitch and YouTube at High Rock Games.
Aya.
Hello, I'm Aya. I always have a heart attack whenever I have to do these, and now I'm talking very fast. So you can find me at AI Bathory on Twitter, or Sleeping Seamstress, Sleeping Seams on other places. I make cute plushies, and I voice Lianzi, she, in the Fallout New Vegas series, Fallout Left Behind. So
Dang, everyone here is doing Fallout stuff.
Very
And I
hot-
gotta
hot
listen
right
to
now.
all of it.
Left out.
Also, I want to say I just got it. You're limping around the stage because you broke a leg. Is that right? The saying break a
No.
leg?
I'm limping
Oh.
around the stage because I got a Charlie horse that lasted for an hour and a half and tore various muscle fibers.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's way worse. I thought you were just
yeah?
being so successful that you broke
I
a
didn't-
leg.
I didn't interrupt the scene
Oh,
though,
God.
so
Dang, you're professional.
that's
Following
right.
that glitch.
Oh yeah.
I love getting to go last because then I get to listen to all the banter and, save the best for last. Everyone, I am Glitch. You can find me at most places at Glitched Productions, or Twitter, Glitchy Co. I might start putting some art stuff on there by this time. Who knows? I haven't decided yet because Twitter scares me, quite frankly. So it's like the one social media I haven't touched. I have reiterated this a few times in the past, but hopefully by the time this is out, I have either partially started or have started my own Percy Jackson campaign by the name of Divine Fates. So definitely check out my Twitch channel for when that starts. I'll be there as the Fates themselves, and our lovely Aya will also be there. So
Yeah, I'll be
in the
there
future, check
too.
that out.
Not playing a little magical girl this time, but still kind of playing a little magical girl at this.
Daughter of Aphrodite.
All magical girls.
Something like that.
Whole point. Right. And last and least,
No.
I was
Me? I get to go again?
I was your
all of
romance
you stop it.
storyteller, your weaver of tales, your answerer of no questions at all. You can catch my pre and post COVID adventures at Canadian Captain America, CDN Captain America, or CDN Cap America, depending on if you're doing Blue Skies or Twitters or Instagrams or TikToks, where you can also start seeing clips of
Huzzah!
There's so many
Hard
clips
work
ready
on
to
Glitch,
go that just needed to
who
be.
is here.
I'm doing my best. So many clips are ready to go. They
Of
just have to
the-
get,
Funnier parts of the antics of this wonderful cast of people. And
You'll
this
get the
game
serious parts eventually.
has consumed a
But
lot
no
more.
funny clips.
No, but it's been a journey of learning, a journey of understanding, a journey of development.
Interruptions.
Moo!
I need a staff.
To
I need a
bonk people
whole crew
with.
of people. No. But yeah, so like and subscribe if you're watching. If you throw us a open tab that is muted, and that even helps. Follow us on the various things. Follow them on the various things. All excellent talent in their own rights. And come back next week for more hijinks because there's stuff happening now. Trust me on that. You're going to want to be
Always
here
just
next week.
pretend.
All right. Keep your stick on the ice, etc., etc. And how do I stop the recording? There we go. All right, everybody.
Bye.
Bye!